Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. The Halloween Roadshow is on the way, headed up by Chris Johnstone. It will be all AI driven.
Right about now.
No, good morning, everybody. We're here once again. Holy shamoly. It is the last couple of days of Q3 2025. No big deal.
Amazing.
There's still plenty of time left, my friends, to do awesome things. In fact, we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday specifically, so be sure to be here Wednesday. Of course, tomorrow we got Barry Habib. That's always fun. And next week, got some great stuff lined up as well. But let's talk about today. That's what we want to do, is talk about today. All right. Well, here we are once again. Deanna Bryant, how are you? How's it going? Good to see you. Sumudi.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Daniela Degas, good to see you. How are you, dear? Adam Charney is in the house. Let's see.
Frank.
Vince Queen. Yeah.
Guess how many Fridays there are until Christmas?
Holy shamoly. I don't even want to know. What?
9, 10.
12.
Wow.
12?
Not enough.
What? Exactly. Not enough. Oh, man. Gosh,
I knew you would ask me, so I just thought I'd preemptively.
Well, Wednesday's a big day. Wednesday's the first day of Q4, and it's going to be the flux capacitor Wednesday and days till Christmas. And, of course, Steve Kiles is going to blow our minds with a quick 90-day action plan that'll get us business in January, which I think will be a great thing to have. Business in January. What do you guys think?
Best January ever.
Nice.
Best January ever. Yeah, good stuff.
That's it.
All right. Well, let's see. I don't know. What should we do to just warm things up? Steve, what are you thinking? What should we do to warm something up today? Just get the juices flowing this morning. I mean, we could do wins. We could pick on somebody.
Drop in the chat what you're most excited
news.
about running into Q4. Like, what are you most excited about in your business? That's what I'd love to hear.
And I just saw that Carl showed up, so I'm only going to do it for a second, and then I'll stop.
All right.
Yeah. We didn't have any eagle breast of eagle yesterday, but we're eating turkey today. I can tell you.
There you go. There you go. Deanna Bryant, got your hand up. What's up?
So I'm big on planning for next quarter, and next quarter starts Wednesday. And I've been trying to remember some of Carl's things for leads, like the math that Carl puts out about how many leads we need to do how much business to get to there. And I'm doing some planning last night, and I just can't put my mind on it. So I wanted to see if Carl would just touch base on that for a minute.
Oh, the numbers. Actually, you probably want to ask Steve. I think he gets all his information from Steve.
I read Steve's book, and
I get all mine from Carl.
and plagiarized that. So, and then I think Steve stole mine, and then I got mine from Frank's. And I think ultimately it was Kristen.
That's right. I think it all ended up starting with Kristen.
So what's your question, Deanna?
Like, how many leads do I need to convert? Like, what's the conversion rate on leads?
It depends on where you get them from. So one of the biggest things we can do is make sure we're focused on the right kinds of leads. For instance, I'll give you a couple of things I've done in the past was horrible. The old fishbowl, put your business card in the fishbowl thing, like, hey, I'm giving away a $100 gift certificate to Home Depot and at a restaurant, and put your business card in a fishbowl here. That was the second worst thing I've ever done. The absolute worst thing I ever did was the same thing, but at a flea market. And so those convert horribly bad. I think right up there with horribly bad is what we think of classically as internet leads or Facebook leads or TikTok leads. Those are typically about 1 out of 100 of those leads convert. So now if we're talking, so my 3 favorites, past database, they convert at about, let's say 20%, 25% if everything's ticking good. 15% I still feel okay-ish, but I'm looking at about 20%. Online leads, and what I mean online search, like Google, Bing, AI, Grok, ChatGPT, those are 15 to 17%. So about 1 out of 6 I'm going to close of those, give or take. And then a referred lead from realtor, typically realtor partners. Those are more like at about 20 to 25%. So if I want to close 10 for the month, I just need about, say, 40 to 50. I need about 40. I need about 40. About a lead a day. About a lead a day, give or take. Maybe a little more. Maybe every now and then I get 2 in a day, but give or take about 1 a day will give me about 10 closings for the month. So it just really depends on like what I'm fishing for. If I'm fishing for minnows, I'll catch minnows. If I'm fishing for whales, I'll catch whales.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does. It does.
Yeah. So like how many closings how many closings for you, Deanna? And no right or wrong answer to this always, but how many closings are you like, man, I'm on a really good track right now. Like, what is that for you?
Well, I want to hit at least 10 a month.
Yeah. So
and
figure
I'm toying with that. Like,
yeah, figure 50, about 50 referred leads
a month.
A month would make that happen. So you figure, how can I get 1 to 2 leads every single day? You do that, you'll close 10.
Okay.
So the question isn't, and I'm not being smart ass to you, of course, but I always think the question isn't how do I close 10 leads? The question is how do I get about 1 to 2 referrals per day? That's your question. Yeah. Great question.
Daily activities.
Yeah, and the thing too with the realtor leads too, you got to remember, we're looking for realtor leads that are, their past client referred someone, that kind of a thing. A relational referral is obviously what we're looking for, not necessarily agents that buy just an enormous amount of Zillow leads and then they're sending you all these,
Yeah, I'd recommend not doing that actually.
Yeah, because then you're just
because let me tell you the other
thing.
Number one, they convert low. Here's the other problem: you are one internet button away from being out of business. Mr. Johnson and myself saw that during the Google slap. That was probably back in 10 or 12 or somewhere around there, 2010, 2012. Chris and I had friends that were making literally millions of dollars a month. And I showed up. I can't remember if you were at this event or not. It was one of Ryan's. We showed up at this event, and 2 days before, Google had that button was no longer available. It was gone. And these people went literally from making millions a month to literally making zero.
Yeah.
Like no exaggeration. And that taught me a very good lesson. I'm not going to put, all your eggs in one basket. And realtors aren't one basket. If I got Realtor Kristen, Realtor Jen, Realtor Frank, Realtor Steve, Realtor Chris, Realtor Deanna, Realtor Kevin, that's 8 different baskets.
Yeah.
And I do not like, I don't think there's anything wrong with, doing Google and getting referrals that way. I think there's a lot of right things about it. I just wouldn't put everything into that, because if Zillow decides, hey, we're not selling those anymore, we're going to do this instead. Or if the government comes up and say, hey, come to find out y'all can't be doing this. You have to do it this other way instead. And so it's dead for like a month or 2 while they revamp it up. Yeah, we see that happen often in other industries, and we've seen it happen in this industry. But yeah, you want to be very, very, very careful about having everything like you're one board decision away from that button's not able to be clicked anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, we got Jim Yarrington hand up, and then we'll get right over to Kevin Gillespie, our featured guy today.
I was just going to add, Carl, when I was up in Detroit at the mini camp, I learned that if I get 1 lead a day, I'll make $20 million in volume. 2 leads will get me 40 and 3 will get me 60. And your calculation is so awesome, what you taught us. And so I know what my goals are each day. Just thought I'd bring that up, but it gets very simple.
Yeah,
it does.
And it's amazing that somebody can have that great of ideas and be handsome in the same. There's so few.
Are there any spots left for the boot camp, Carl, or is it all sold out now?
I haven't. We sent an email out. I think it was on Friday. So honestly, I haven't checked yet.
If there was 1 spot left, how would people go to get that?
Mastermind Retreats.
Yeah, probably mastermindretreats.com. So it's that's what I'm spending. I spent all last week and I'm spending this week putting that together. I'm really excited about it. I love doing these things, and I prefer doing. I really enjoy doing it's more of a workshop type thing, where instead of just sitting there listening to some, even though it might be fantastic information, instead of just listening to somebody, monologuing.
Pontificate.
Yeah, I think it's great when you leave there and I got something in hand. You know, it's kind of like what are those things that typically the ladies go out to where they go out and have a couple glasses of wine, then they paint a picture, you know, all collectively together, and they come home not with having listened to a class on painting a picture. They come home with a picture,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I look at this. It's like when you leave there, you already have. You should, as long as you do it, you should have referrals yeah, you should have like new relationships or rekindle relationships implemented before you come, you know, before you leave. So, and reviews, that's the other thing. And like we do this thing, frankly, that I swipe from you, Chris, on you do this for like reviews are a really good thing. We get a lot of Google is still very good, and it doesn't cost anything.
That's
Like
right.
those Google reviews are some of the best leads that we get.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
Yep.
Yeah, so good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
But that all
Great stuff.
pales in comparison to the ever so lovely Kevin Gillespie.
That's right. Mr. Kevin Gillespie is here. He's got some information for us that's just going to knock our socks off.
That is one smart dude. He is really, 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 and he's such a humble person. But he is really, really, really high. Like for those people flying at like a high altitude, like at a higher level. Really, really, really good stuff that I've learned from Kevin over the years.
Yeah, he's typically high.
Yeah, he flies high. He flies high.
And he's quite the dancer, from what I know.
He is quite the dancer.
I don't know about that. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm humbled. Absolutely. Great to be here. Great to see everybody. Man, I see a whole bunch of our friends from the Call Reluctance Boot Camp. You know, that was a great group. Dave and Melissa and Nick and Donna, man, it's just super, Brian. So good to see y'all. So glad to be here. So what do we want to talk about, Frank?
Man, you know what? We did a podcast and you had these 6, I don't know, pillars that I thought were not only great for, you know, leadership, not only great for, you know, if you're a manager, regional manager, company owner, broker owner, branch manager, that kind of stuff, but they apply to us across the board as originators as well, because we're all running our own business, essentially, right? So, you know, I just was hoping you could go over those 6 pillars in some detail, because I thought that they were really, really, really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we think so, because we teach, as you know, a lot of different strategies, whether it be builder or investor, how to manage your financials as a leader, because we teach branch managers and company owners, regionals, broker owners, how to grow their business to really be a true asset, have franchise value. And it works. The 6 pillars we know work. We've got guys in the group that Dave Holland's gone from 350 million a year in volume. They'll do over $1 billion run rate by the end of the year. We've got Mark Helprin's gone from about a year and a half from 0 to over 100 million in production a month. Wayne and Paul are doing about 300 million. I got several managers closing 15 to 30 to 50 loans a month. So these 6 pillars, I think, are the drivers of the business. And I'll share a slide here in a second. But it really, if you think about it, for anybody, the business has changed. Today, the loan officer, in my opinion, and especially the manager, the leader, has to be a business owner. If you're a loan officer, you can't look at yourself as a salesperson. You really got to run an entire business. I hope that makes sense. And so what we have, the things out of all the things that we do is let me share my screen here and get to the right one. And you guys should be able to see that here in a second. So
yep, we got
there's 6, what we call our 6 core systems or pillars for growth of an organization. And if you think about it, think about any of the there's a lot of different businesses, but whether it be Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or whatever, let's use one of those, the way they grow is because they have a system they can replicate. And it's an all-in system. It goes way from how do you keep the parking lot clean to how do you advertise and how do you cut the fries and how do you make the burger or whatever. And they've built huge businesses. Well, we've done the same in the mortgage business. Is what's the complete system? And so is it okay if I touch on each of these six for a second?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start from left to right. The first is leadership. This is probably the most underlooked at, undervalued, least implemented pillar that a branch manager or owner implements. They try to get to that last, but when you really want to give yourself leverage, you got to be able to show your team that you have authority, but it's a supportive authority. It's not an in your face or beat you up type of authority. It's a process for accountability. It's a process where you get all your people to follow you to a place they wouldn't go on their own. And there's a skill set to that, a process. And we see it work, and it takes so much stress off the leader. Carl and I have talked about this lately. Carl, don't you think having this leadership is kind of a foundational piece?
Yeah, I tell you, I'm finding it's more important than I thought. I thought it was important. It's even more important than that.
Yeah, 100%. So then what about price and product? So many of us are all thinking, well, we all got the same product. But what you really need to do then, because if you all have the same product, what it means is we're comparing apples to apples. And whenever you're comparing apples, it's about price. You need to, how can I be an orange? How can I create my value proposition in such a way that it adds so much value that it's a wow offer, that it knocks it out of the park, and people are looking at this and saying, well, man, I just feel stupid that what they're offering me compared to the others, I'd feel stupid not to go with Steve or Chris or whomever, right? And so having a process in which you really promote and position your products and services officers, and then level 10 customer service it's almost becoming the standard. It has to be great. But for those of you who recruit, and you'll realize this, the typical complaint when a loan officer comes to your recruit is, I don't feel I get the support. My team doesn't care about the loans as much as I do. And that keeps them stuck in the loans. But if you can create a process, and we got a couple different ones. We got a fast track process, a turtle track process. We got that really gives such incredible service, not only to the agents and the consumer, but the LO as well. And that helps with your retention, with your recruiting. That's a big deal. And sales culture, the mortgage business is a little bit interesting from the standpoint, and nothing against agents, but loan officers feel, well, I make calls when I want to. But if you were to go to work for a software company, for a pharmaceutical company as a salesperson, you'd be expected to make your calls, and you've got to have your focus. You got to be able to overcome your call reluctance. You got to be able to show value to clients and get 50 plus leads a month. And as Carl was just talking, you do that, you've got 10 loans a month. And so what is your system that supports your LOs to do that? And then what, like Chris works on with the CRM, we teach everybody, regardless of your CRM, you want to set it up so your individual LOs look like a celebrity in their market, that they are, as Carl says, Oprah can't make a cold call. And they've got all these tributaries that are feeding into the river and then feeding down into the lake, right? And so what you really want to do is have this attraction magnet that gives 25 to 50 kind of interested inquiries, not necessarily a lead, but, well, I'm an agent. Tell me more about that DSCR loan or whatever. And most managers, they have the CRM for their folks, but the LO either avoids it or they get so caught up in it, they can't make calls. So how do you balance that system and give them the support so it's a couple hours a week or an hour a week, and then they can stay focused on making their calls? So if you were to put just those 5 together, or close, even on 4, can you imagine what it does for your recruiting? When you can look somebody in the eye and say, listen, we've got a process here. A McDonald's costs $10 million to get, and the owner makes about $250,000 a year, $350,000 a year. You can do that here because I've got the complete system. I'm going to give you a free McDonald's store. And you can look them in the eye and have the data, because one of the things we implement in leadership is how do you create your dashboard to track it all? And you look somebody in the eye, what do you think your chances of recruiting quality people does? It goes up. So I'll stop rattling on. And
hey, Kevin, which of these five, which of the culture, the pricing, product, customer service, relationship building, which are and the magnetic attraction machine, which of them do you find is the most common weakest link in the chain? Like what's the one that as soon as you get on the phone with somebody, you go, I bet this is the one that starts the whole process. Which does one stand out, or do you find it's like 2020 2020?
I think they all interact and affect.
No, I get that, but is there one like
if there was one? If you're a loan officer, it's the sales culture and the discipline and the making the calls and the sales, so that you're at least getting leads and getting some things happening. But if I'm doing that and I don't have level 10 customer service, or I don't have a branding going on for me, it'll slow down pretty quick because I get caught up in it, or I get beat out by price. And so it's a tough one. They're all pretty intermixed.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Carrie says, what dream company is this? And I think the response would be, well, hopefully yours, right? Like your personal dream business, right? This is how it should be set up. This applies, I think, of course, this applies to leadership, right? This applies to team leaders. If you're a team leader, this applies. It applies. This applies to branch managers, of course, up the line in leadership. But I think this, Carl, I can see this, and Kevin, I look at this and I look at it as a loan originator. I can see this as well. I need leadership and culture from my team. I have a team as a loan originator. I've got processing. I've got support. I've got admin, pricing, and product value add. I need to not say a 2-1 buy down. I need to call it the debt eliminator system. You know what I mean? You get a lower payment and you use what's left over to pay off debt. Now I've got this unique brand thing that everybody else is calling a 2-1 buy down, level 10 customer service. I need that across the board. My team needs to buy into that, right? And along the path, all the way along. But I tell you what, man, if you're in any kind of leadership, if you're a team lead, if you're a branch manager, that kind of a thing, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you, Kevin? What do we decide? Just put interested?
Just put it that you're in the chat, that you're interested, and we'll reach out to you.
Yeah. So if you're interested in learning more about how Kevin can help you grow your team, grow your business, grow your branch, that kind of thing, just drop interested in the chat, and then they'll reach out to you. So,
but I am sincere, whether you do it with us or somebody else or on your own. We just know that we have the process. We can make it happen a lot faster. But man, do this. You got to. McDonald's wouldn't be where it's at if it didn't have all its systems. And as a leader, and we see the growth. And in fact, at the workshop on the 8th in Clearwater, these 6 pillars is what we're working on all day. It'll be great.
I see this being so helpful because I was this. So a lot of times you'll get an originator who's a kick butt originator, right? And then just kind of, well, you should be a manager, right? Like you obviously should.
Yeah, that's what happened
in leadership,
let's take our best salesman off the floor and
make him a manager. But then for those who do wind up doing that, who wind up there, I think a lot of us often find ourselves like, man, what am I doing? Like, this is not so easy. This is different.
We haven't been trained in it. We haven't been trained in it. Just because we're an excellent salesperson does not mean we can run 2 totally different skill sets.
Completely. Yeah. So that's exactly where I was going, Carl, is like, if that's you, or if you found yourself there, or you're thinking on going there, boy, it sure would be helpful to have the plan laid out, the process, the systems laid out, so you can be an effective one, right? So you can actually, know what you're supposed to be doing. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just put interested in the chat. Just drop interested in the chat.
One thing that Kevin doesn't call it this. I've coined a name to it, but it's having. Have we ever talked about the pipe wrench offer?
I don't know. We've talked about pipes, you and me, now and then, but I don't know about.
But those are those are Northern California. So a pipe wrench offer. like you want to be a loan officer that positions yourself to be able to make a pipe wrench offer. And what a pipe wrench offer, and this sounds totally uncool, and Kevin does it way better than I do, but I just changed it in my own head to something I could relate to. It'd be like, Frank, let's say you and I are walking out of a restaurant. It's late in the evening, and we're going down through this little dark alley, and this dude comes out of the shadows, and he's got a pipe wrench in his hand, and he says, "Gentlemen, give me your wallets." And me and you being the he-men that we are, go, "Sure, here that." No, we go, "Hey, no way." And the bad dude says, "Hey, gentlemen, let me tell you how this is going to work out. In 15 seconds, I'm leaving with your wallet. The question is, are you going to just give me your wallet, or am I going to hit you in the head with a pipe wrench and take your wallet? But I'm leaving with your wallet." Right? That's a pipe wrench offer, or in the Godfather, it's an offer they can't refuse, kind of thing. So very uncool picture. But the idea behind it, and that's not the example that Kevin gave me when he taught me this concept, but the idea behind it is make it so that my manager, my district manager, my owner, my vendors, my insert in person, make it so they can't say no. Make it so that you put yourself in a position, the thought of you leaving or doing something else or not being happy makes them break out in a cold bead of sweat. Position yourself so that when you say, "Hey, what dream company is that?" It's whatever one I'm working at, as long as I've got a pipe wrench offer, right? That I say, "Hey, if we don't do this, I'm going to have," and not being a jerk, but if we don't do this, I'm going to have to find another option here, right? And if and position myself so that we matter, and not just as a human being, but as a business decision, we matter. And the thought of Jen or Kristen or Kevin, if I didn't have just a wonderful opportunity to work with these marvelous people, I'd break out in a cold bead of sweat just thinking about it. And so they position themselves to, and we all want to do that, position ourselves that we have a pipe wrench offer. And so and it's not a fake pipe wrench. Like it's like position myself that anybody would love to work with us, me, you, that they would love to work with us. That if things aren't working out here, I'll go over to Sue Moody's company, and they would love to talk to insert in name, because I've, I've got a good book of business. And so I think positioning yourself as somebody that's very, very business attractive while not being a jerk or a jerkette, position yourself to be in a very, very, very good spot. So anyway, that was a great lesson, Kevin.
Hey, if you're liking Loan Officer Breakfast Club, you really need to check out Mortgage Marketing Animals. Don't forget, we have live events pretty regularly throughout the year. You can learn more by going to mastermindretreats.com. Mastermindretreats.com. Go there, check it out. Hope to see you at one.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you know what the other thing is? It puts us in control, Frank.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that, I choose to, I do this at the event, I choose to have a processor as mean as a snake that I can't trust to talk to my customers because she, snaps at them. So she is great, but boy, I can't have the customers talking to that person. Like, don't put up with stuff like that, right? And with a pipe wrench offer, I don't have to.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, no actual pipe wrench is involved here, of course, but and I'm sure there's a much better way to position this and kind of tell the story of it. But that's in essence what it is, is just making them an offer that they'd be an idiot to say no to.
Right. It's a leverage thing.
It's a leverage thing. That's exactly right.
It's a leverage thing.
So maybe I'll change that. It's a leveraged offer, so it sounds way more cool. So anyway, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Good
We'd
stuff.
love to talk to anybody that's interested. We'll just brainstorm with you. So
Yeah, and even if you're not in a management position or leadership position, it's still an excellent. It still pays to be involved with Kevin and his leadership team for sure, 100%, because it all comes down to you. I mean, essentially, we're all running our own business. I mean, that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. So, good stuff, Kevin Gillespie, man. Thank you as always. And you will be at the event in Clearwater. So you're there the day before the
we have a leadership event all day on the 8th.
On Wednesday. So
on Wednesday.
So Wednesday, Kevin's leading that, and he was kind enough to let me grab a seat that I'll be there too. And then Thursday and Friday is the the open group.
Yeah, and the workshop essentially.
The workshop.
Yeah, and I tell
Even,
you
even
that's
though Kevin takes that, actually, I learned it from him. He takes that approach too. Is he makes his 1 day things are more of a definitely a workshop thing. And rumor has it that we might have somebody else there too. I think Kristen, you're coming, right?
I can't
Right.
wait.
Yeah, Jen, are you coming to this one or?
Nope, not this one.
Yeah. Okay. So
But if
so
you
we
book one in
all
February, I'll
we
be
we.
there.
We played rock, paper, scissors, and Jen won. So me and Kristen are going to be at this one. So
Well, we got a good group signed up. It'll be a fun day.
yeah.
Oh, it's going to be epic. The thing I love the most about animals and Carl and the boot camps you put on is the fact that it's just like you said. This isn't the kind of thing where we come and there's nothing wrong with coming to big events and hear a lot of speakers that give you some mental motivation, that kind of a thing, all good, right? But what I really appreciate about the animals events is that we get there, we show up, and we kind of roll up our sleeves and go, okay, this is what we want to do. How are we going to get that done? Let's put it to work, right? Let's start assembling what we're going to do. Let's start putting together what we're going to do on Monday. When we get back, we can deploy, a plan.
It's more of a how than, hey, give me the motivation to do something I don't want to do. I'm not really big on that. So I'm probably I'm not really good at motivating people, but you give me a motivated person, we'll show them how.
That's it. That's a perfect way to say it. And that's why I love them so much, because that's what they're all about. It's good stuff. All right. Well, what a great show. Again, Kevin Gillespie, thank you very much. Just put interested in the chat. I know a lot of you did, but if you want to learn more about the Leadership Academy, just put interested there. Someone will reach out to you.
What are you doing the rest of the week, Frank?
The rest of the week is really good. Tomorrow we'll have Barry Habib. So
Nice.
it's always fun to hear from Barry Habib.
Nice.
Wednesday, Steve Kiles is going to look. If you want to have business in January, show up on Wednesday here at Breakfast Club. How's that sound? You want business in January? Show up on Wednesday. Steve Kiles is going to help us there. Of course, we're probably more than likely. It sounds like I believe we will have Owen Lee on Thursday.
Yeah.
There's John Stone on Friday. So
what's going on Friday, Chris? What's hot right now?
So the automations of working those leveraged systems. So database marketing is what we're going to be talking about this Friday, but using AI and properly structuring your CRM. Kevin made a brilliant statement earlier, like everybody has a CRM, but you should only be in there like an hour a week because it should be running in the background, kind of running itself. And that's
right.
What we're talking about on Friday, how to make it work without it taking over your life. Basically.
Wonderful.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. It's a good week, Carl. It's going to be a great week. Yeah. And so today is Monday. So who do we ask to tell us what we do today? Let's see. We should have Sharon do it because she's driving and tell her she has to do it with no hands.
I think that's a great idea. I saw she was driving and I saw earlier that Megan was driving. I don't know if Megan's still driving or not. So
all right,
dude, I dented up my car on what was it, Saturday night.
Oh,
god darn it.
The Tesla?
Yeah, god darn it. It broke my heart.
You take it off of auto drive mode, Carl?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did it?
No, I did. I took it off of auto drive. I sure did. And I forgot what's this big round thing in front of me. It was, what is this? And no, I was backing out of a parking garage. And there was a big metal pole like right beside my car, and I just didn't see it. Like I saw evidently I pulled in, but it wasn't my normal parking spot. And when I'm pulling out, I cranked the wheel to back up to go back, and forgot that pole was there, and just gave it a
nice little dinger.
A nice little dinger. Yeah.
What a drag.
So now I got to figure out how much do I have to pay off the collision guys not to report it to Carfax,
Yeah. Since it's a Tesla, does it laugh at you hysterically because you were driving?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It starts playing. I need more cowbell. It did. It started playing. I need more cowbell. It was like, all right,
gosh,
that's not.
All right. Well, that's a bummer, Carl. Too bad.
Sorry. Well, there's an old saying. If you got a problem and you can write a check to solve that problem, you don't have a problem.
You don't got a problem.
So, right. I do my prospecting. I don't have a problem. So
there you go.
Anyway, all right. Well, somebody's got to tell us what we're doing. So, Miss Harris, Tanisha, are you?
Why? You know what? That is so uncanny. I was thinking the same person.
We'll walk you through it. Are you familiar with what we do on Mondays? Tanisha?
And if not, we'll help.
We'll help you. Unmute yourself.
You got to unmute. I won't sad trombone you because
Don't you dare.
Okay, so Mondays, are these our realtor calls?
That's
Yes.
it. That's it. That's it.
do you know the
See,
order?
you posed that like a question, and that was a very strong statement. I got that. So we do
Realtor
realtor
calls, everyone. Monday's your realtor call.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. And do we
Tanisha
have a
Harris,
particular
everyone. Tanisha Harris, knocking them dead. And I might say winning a Loan Officer Breakfast Club t-shirt. Do you have one?
I do not.
Well, you do now, sister. Congratulations.
Where you at? Where do you live, Natisha? What city are you in?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Indy.
That's a beautiful place, man.
Great town.
Yeah, that's a great place. So good for you. And do you know what realtors we call Tanisha by chance? Is there like a qualification of sorts?
These are going to be our top 40 realtors.
Yes.
That's right. That's
Indeed.
right. So
Mhm.
so we're calling the agents that are closed that we already are working with that's closing 8 or more buy sides per year. We call them first. And then after we call them, then we call agents, maybe the listing agents, agents that we know, maybe the title company introduced some agents, or maybe we just got a list of top producing agents in our area, and we call them with the Thor's hammer script. So you got it, my girl. You got it. You got it. Good for you.
Good to
Good for
go.
you. How long you been doing this, Tanisha? How long you been?
Just a few years now, about 4.
Good for you. Good for you. You having fun?
I love it.
Yeah. What number one biggest challenge, if you don't mind me asking? And we all have one. What's number one biggest challenge?
I think it's tracking down those realtors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is also which only makes sense that it's the most challenging because it pays the most.
Yeah.
You know, and if it was easy, well, then everybody would do it. You know, so so
Here there's a lot of people that have like the 30-year realtors in the business, and being 4, you're kind of the new kid on the block.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but keep in mind, so just like Tesla was the new kid on the block, and now it's the most valuable car company in the world in a period of 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's gonna be a good
Mhm.
Q4 then for me, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that Tesla analogy.
Good for you, my
Perfect.
friend. Good for you.
Wonderful.
Just don't hit the big metal pole in the parking garage. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah. So
All right. Great stuff.
good to see you, my friend.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, thanks, everybody. We'll let you guys go. Have a great day. Make those realtor calls. And we'll be here tomorrow to do it all over again on the Loan Officer Breakfast Club, brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. We'll see you. Adios.
Have a great Monday, everybody. See you tomorrow.